So at Oxford, there's this kind of weird tradition, matriculation. Until the Saturday of first week, you are not an official member of the University of Oxford. That only happens once you're officially matriculated. So you wake up on the Saturday morning and you put on your subfusk. That's a special type of academic dress that you'll buy at some point during your freshers week or in first week. It's one of those things that really makes you feel like you are at the University of Oxford, the institution that literally be around for centuries, full of like pomp and ceremony and like lots of weird traditions that you don't really know about. You'll take individual photos and then a like year group photo, almost as though you're back at school, except that everyone looks like they've walked out of Harry Potter or like some sort of Victorian drama. After you've taken your photos, you'll walk en masse as one big college to the Sheldonian Theatre, joined by all of the other colleges and a lot of tourists watching on. Like, we are in a ridiculous amount of their holiday photos. Once you're in the Sheldonian, you'll be directed to your seats, but in the case of Corpus, because we're a small college and we were one of the last ones in, we had to stand up for the entire ceremony. So then the ceremony officially starts. The Vice-Chancellor walks in and, in true Oxford fashion, starts speaking in Latin. He's basically asking for us, the university students, to be admitted into the university, and then the Vice-Chancellor replies, yes, we'll allow them to be matriculated, listed as members. And that's pretty much it. The entire ceremony takes maybe 10-15 minutes, and there's a short speech by the Vice-Chancellor. And after that, it's pretty much down to you what you do with matriculation. There's also another term for matriculation here in Oxford, matriculash.
You need to do a voiceover on this one.
Matriculash is legit a thing.
For Corpus, that meant going out on the roof terrace and drinking, pretty much.
Hey!
It's a day when it's okay not to be working, but of course there are always some exceptions. Explain the term matriculibri.
So matriculibri is when you have too much work on matriculation and you have to go to the library.
But generally it's just a nice day to spend with all the friends you've made over the past 2 weeks, and you can do whatever you want, basically. Apart from matriculation, and since my last video, my workload has properly kicked in. So I've had 2 tutorials a week, lectures every day, as well as the joy of 6-hour labs every Friday. The work is difficult, there's no doubt about it. No one here is finding it easy regardless of what subject they're doing. All of the extra work and stuff that kind of got glossed over during sixth form and was classed as extension work is now the standard, and then they expect you to go further. But I can't stress more how nice it is to be able to work with your subject group.
You got bacon, right? And you got smoked bacon. But everyone likes smoked bacon. So when you say bacon, you mean smoked bacon. Because everyone knows you mean smoked bacon. The same way if you've got vectors,
You got bacon.
and column vectors. If you say vector, you mean vector. You don't mean vector. The same way if you say bacon, you mean smoked bacon, not bacon.
So for me, all of the physicists are quite close as a group, and we'll go through lectures together if we don't understand them afterwards. And it's what's making the work manageable, having all of these people around to help support you, and even if they're not in your subject, you know that you can talk to them and they'll understand what sort of stress you're going through at least. I figure that these first few weeks will be the most difficult. You're actually learning how to manage your time and deal with the overlapping deadlines, rather than just procrastinating on YouTube, for example. But I figure once I find a routine, it should be better, and until then, I guess it's all part of the Oxford experience.